And let's take a look at your Caribbean report for tonight. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Randolph Gonsalves was sworn into office Wednesday after being elected for a third consecutive term. The candidate identified his second-in-command as Guylan Miguel, who was sworn in as Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of Education, with Judith Jones-Morgan sworn in as Attorney General. In the meantime, opposition leader Arnhem Eustaces said on Wednesday his new Democratic Party would challenge Monday's general election. Despite the endorsement from the Foreign Observers Mission, Mr. Eustaces says the results were plagued by irregularities. He also said in a statement that the party would be filing an election petition to press his case. And in Haiti, former U.S. President Bill Clinton has called for an objective recount in Haiti's disputed presidential election. Mr. Clinton, who was the United Nations envoy to Haiti, arrived in the quake-shattered country on Wednesday. This follows his visit to the neighboring Dominican Republic, where Mr. Clinton raised concerns that an unfair result would impact the reconstruction efforts. Haiti's President René Préval has asked the Organization of American States to send experts to assist in the planned recount and unravel the complex legal challenges arising from the contested 28th of November election polls. All three frontrunners in the presidential election have rejected the calls for recount. And finally, citizenship questions. A former head of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court weighed in on the citizenship issue plaguing Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. The opposition United Party's worker has called for Mr. Skerrit's resignation. They are arguing that the alleged renouncing of French citizenship earlier this year is evidence that their claims to be a breach in electoral rules during the last nomination days were true. Sir Brian Allen, who said he was reluctant to comment on the matter being heard by the courts, has indicated that Mr. Skerrit would find himself in a lot of hot water if the allegations are true. The matter is in court as part of the UWP election petition. And that's your Caribbean report for tonight. When we come back from this break, Stephen Francis has got your Sports 411 with high school football. Well, here's your Sports 411 update with high school championship football. Stephen Francis, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. Tonight we bring you highlights from the Territorial Varsity High School Football Championship. It was a packed house last night at the Ed Complex where we had the Barracudas and quarterback William Tutang were looking to spoil the Charlotte Tamale Chicken Hawks' perfect season by pulling off the upset. A huge task ahead for the Barracudas. Well, on the opening kickoff, Chicken Hawks receiving, running back Omari Fernandez receives it at the 5-yard line, proceed to return it. Then all of a sudden, it went black. Pitch black, folks. The stadium lights went off, which delayed the game for 15 minutes. Whoa. When the game resumed, Chicken Hawks quarterback Shaquille Richardson drove his team down the field. Here he hooks up with tight end Shaquille Peterson, sets a 1st and goal. Folks, that's when the Barracudas defense tightened as linebacker Vincent Andrews introduced himself to Mr. Richardson. Hello! Andrews with the huge sack as Complex came up with a big goal line stand. Folks, the Barracudas kept the ball on the ground, which with running back Jabari Peters, they were able to move the chains but got no points. On the Chicken Hawks' next position, the Barracudas had a meeting which was held in the Chicken Hawks backfield. Ouch! They brought everything, including the kitchen sink. Folks, the Chicken Hawks' ground game wasn't working neither, as they had Fernandez in check. Oh, beautiful wrap up and takedown. As the Barracudas kept the Chicken Hawks out of the end zone in the first quarter. While in the second quarter, the Chicken Hawks struck faster than lightning as Richardson hits Nicole Collin for the 5-yard reception. Then Collin, he did the rest all by himself. Took it 25 yards for the game first touchdown as the Chicken Hawks had a 6-0 lead. Later in the second, Louis Brown, he brought the pain as he laid the lumber on William Tutine, as Tutine had to leave the game with a right thigh injury. So at the half, the score is 6-0 Chicken Hawks. Second half, two-time is back. He is a warrior. He finds wide receiver Johan Augustin for the 30-yard completion, setting a first and goal from the 6-yard line. Then Jabari Peters, he pongs it in from 6 yards out for the touchdown, tying the game up at 6-all. Then Bernardus Kroll, 2-point conversion, gave the Barracudas the lead 8-6. With 3:29 remaining in the third quarter, the fans were going crazy, sensing the upset. But here comes the Chicken Hawks. Richardson to Kersum Hansen for the go-ahead touchdown. Oh, buddy. As the Chicken Hawks had the lead 12-8. Then Richardson to Hansen again for the 2-point conversion for the 14-8 lead. Man, you could have heard a pin drop in the stadium as the Chicken Hawks let the air out of the complex balloon as the Chicken Hawks held on to win the championship 14-8. Folks, that's when all hell broke loose as players and coaches had to be separated as tempers were out of hand. Like my good friend Rodney King says, why can't we all just get along? Oh, buddy. I was able to speak to both coaches after the dust was settled. Emotional win, man. You guys pulled it off. A hell of a victory. Came back in the closing minutes.
It was a hard-fought game, man. These kids played their hearts out. Sad that at the end of the game we had that incident, but it's a football game that meant a lot to both teams, and it was tough. And emotions run high, and I'm glad that it didn't come to fisticuff, and I personally like to apologize, for the incident at the end of the game, but we going home with the championship, and again, it was hard fought, and congratulations to Complex for playing so hard.
Hell of a game, tough loss, man. Talk about the game.
Game was hard fought. We knew it was going to be a dogfight in the trenches. They came out, they had a good team. We came out too. We thought that we had some unfair battles, but I mean, life is fair when you put it all together. I felt like it was unprofessional at the end of the game with what happened between the teams, especially coaches from the opposing team. But I'm definitely very, very proud of our educational complex tonight. Very proud of my kids.
So congratulations to the Charlotte Marley Chicken Hawks, the Territorial Varsity High School's football champions. That's a look at your Sports 411 update. I'm Stephen Francis, the News Channel. Back to you, Jerome.